Hello, welcome to Heartslayers.
A very sensual Heartslayers.
This is the new look of Heartslayers. We're going to call this Heartslayers After Dark. Today, we're going to be taking your phone calls, reading your emails, solving all your relationship drama.
I can't tell if this is like sexy or like ASMR.
It's a little bit of both.
Okay.
So without any further ado, let's get Heartslayers started. Okay, everybody, we are here on the phone with Sev. Sev, you were talking to Derrick and Meg, the Heartslayers. What's up?
Hey, Derrick and Meg, the Heartslayers. It's me, Sev. I just want to tell you my story,
Okay.
Okay, so
All
I'm
right,
Sev,
lay it on us.
she, her, that's some pronouns just so you guys know for context. I know it's random, but I know it's just kind of like important. So I feel like whenever I want to date someone, I'm really selective just because, like I said a few seconds ago, I'm like trans, and like most people, it feels like you have to go through someone's personality and like dissect them before you know that they'll be cool with you or not. It feels sometimes, like at least in today's society. So it feels like when I date someone, I really have to choose them like so selectively. But I've only really had two like really long serious relationships in my life so far. Both being long distance to different degrees, which kind of is like sucky. The first one, he lived in Canada, which was like, I was pretty young though. I was like 16. So that one like would lasted a while, but I feel like it was just like, I didn't really have anything else to do. The next one was their friend. And she lived like kind of closer in like New York, and I live in New Jersey. And that one like felt really more real because we could actually hang out all the time. And then it ended abruptly, but it felt like they just like pushed it onto another person, blah, blah, blah. That ended. Now I feel like I've kind of just been in this like nowhere zone where I don't have anyone who feels as important because I can't really talk to those people the same way. And I feel like every connection I make isn't as good as it used to be able to be. And I just feel like I don't know what to do. Like, do you guys have any advice for, it feels like I'm jumping into every friendship I make considering a relationship or something, or then also, because I used to just approach everyone as friends, and if it got like that, I'd be cool with it. But now it feels like I'm searching for something, and I just want advice on where to go now, or if you guys have any opinions on that.
Okay, so your last relationship ended abruptly. Did you say why? Why did it end abruptly? What was that like?
Well, it was like they went to Boston for college every whole of the year, and then they would be off in summer. And it felt like when summer was over, they had like found a college friend that they just probably were more comfortable with spending all their day with instead of every weekend to go and visit each other.
Yeah.
And that felt like there was nothing wrong with me in the relationship, or either it was like nothing went wrong. But
How long ago was that relationship?
Almost coming on a year now. For how long ago?
Okay. How long did the relationship last for?
Only about 4 months, but I still kind of feel like I haven't stopped thinking about it.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. It was the last one. Sometimes,
yeah, it's hard to remember some.
You just revert to what was most familiar whenever you feel lonely sometimes.
Totally.
Lonely.
So, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, just one last thing. Like, there's been little things here and there, will not disclose, but like there hasn't really been something that I've actually wanted to date someone or like go through with it, because no one feels as like worth being on that level with.
So your question is, what do you do now?
Yeah, because it almost felt like that last person was like I guess I didn't really describe that, but like almost love of my life status, or like I could see the future. And then now I haven't felt it again, and I'm like, where do I go?
Do you still talk to that person?
Here and there, but it feels a little awkward.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why? You guys can't be friends?
Well, we are, but it's like something isn't easy to be as connected. It's like, I used to date you.
Yeah, it's hard when you have history with somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I always find that it seems to be like when you're looking for somebody, nobody's around.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you
Stop looking.
get comfortable with your situation and stop looking, suddenly all of these people, like, they can pick up on your new energy.
Yeah.
And they start flocking towards you.
Totally.
So, desperation, I think,
Oh, people can
stinks.
smell it.
Yeah. I think people can pick
they
up
can.
on it. So if you're going into every new relationship thinking like maybe this will be a romantic relationship, you might be giving away nonverbal, subtle clues that are red flags to these people that they
Right.
should keep their distance.
And like they can tell.
Yeah, they could totally tell. Or even if they can't tell, sometimes maybe you're wrong, but you get the impression that somebody likes you.
Right.
Regardless of whether they do or not. If you get the impression, maybe you want to tread lightly and,
Yeah, especially when it's just somebody that you're first meeting.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird thing.
But,
Well,
go ahead.
No, I hope I'm not coming off to people as weird. It's just like Tinder's a thing, and now it's like it's probably really unhealthy for a single person who's looking to be able to just look at all these images of cute people and be like,
Yeah.
oh, they swiped right. Oh, they swiped right, and it's like, oh,
Right.
chances.
It could also be
Self-confidence.
like an ego boost too. Like, oh, look at all these people that like me.
Yeah. Tinder can be to your benefit, but again, I feel like it's a matter of like being desperate. Like if you're using Tinder to find a long-term relationship, as opposed to just, I don't know, being a little bit more casual and wanting to just meet people but not investing too much emotionally too quickly.
Tinder is very surface level
Yeah.
for sure.
It hurts that it's so surface level because, like I said, like it almost feels like nobody wants to go through with it either. I think because everybody's on there just for like a fun weekend or something, and it's like
I'm in
after-
town.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
it's
all of
so weird.
dating for, the last 200 years has been surface level.
Yeah.
Gone are the days of your parents arranging your marriage,
Yeah.
taking it out. It's all about like, oh, that person over there is hot. That's why you go talk to people.
Exactly.
You can't pick up on somebody's beautiful emotional energy from across
Right.
the room.
Yeah, just because they're hot doesn't mean they're going to be cool, I guess.
Yeah, going back 50 years when people were just meeting each other on
Yeah.
at the hoedown.
I was going to say like the soda shop or whatever.
Yeah, going to the soda after the sock hop. In
Yeah,
the
that's
50s,
what it is.
It's like, wow, that person over there is real cute. And that's the motivation to go strike up a conversation. So
Right.
Tinder has just made it faster, and now the soda shop is much bigger. But it's all about
everybody's in this soda shop.
Yeah.
basically, I think what I'm getting at is it's all about your level of confidence and what you think about yourself. And if you feel like you're okay and you're strong and you're not feeling lonely, that's really attractive. Kind of always reminding yourself in the back of your mind, that little voice telling you like, oh my gosh, I really wish I could meet somebody. Gosh, it's been so long since I felt that connection. That puts you in a state of mind that is not conducive to
Yeah.
attracting strangers.
Yeah, like-
because for whatever reason, they can pick up on it.
Whenever you're meeting new people, I would never have that what if like future in your head. I would never think, oh, well, what if something happens between us? I would just go into the friendship, keep it as it is, and then if anything develops there, great.
Yeah, and maybe explore some mantras and faking it until you make it.
Yeah.
Just tell yourself, like, change the story in your head and tell yourself, I'm not lonely, I'm just available.
Yeah, there you go. Available but not desperate.
Exactly. Like I'm cool and I'm just ready to meet somebody.
Yeah, who
and-
wouldn't like me?
Exactly. And it's going to feel like bullshit at first. You're going to, there's going to be two voices in your head. That one and then another voice saying like, well, you're just telling yourself that.
Yeah.
But if you stick with it, one voice will grow louder over time, and soon you'll start to believe what you're telling yourself, and then you'll notice people are really picking up on this new vibe.
Yeah, they'll come into meeting you and being like, what if?
Yeah.
So
Honestly, really like helpful advice, just because I think I have too much of a pessimistic mind. Like now that like you kind of reminding me, like I do kind of always think, does someone not like me, or are they in love with me? Like I'm too like extreme in my head, only probably because of
Everybody is their own worst enemy. Everybody's a
Yeah.
self-sabotager. That's not you. Everybody has self-doubt, and then the self-doubt gets neither confirmed nor denied, and so the person just decides that it's true, and they start self-sabotaging even more. So you gotta root for yourself a little bit.
True.
All right. Well, thanks for the call, Sev.
Thank you guys. That was really constructive and helpful. Like, damn.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, good luck. Okay, everybody, we are here on the line with an anonymous caller. Anonymous caller, you're talking to the Heartslayers, Meg and Derrick. What's up?
Hey guys, so I went through a really bad breakup in the beginning of the year. I actually followed you guys because I wanted to call in when I was in that relationship, but things went awry.
Oh, no.
man.
We could have saved
Yeah.
it. I wish we would have answered.
What's it called? I guess like to make like a very long story and like a very long like event short, what's like the best way to dissociate things that you did with that special someone and like kind of make them your own again? Because I'm really having trouble like playing games you would play together and like kind of enjoying them on my own, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's the worst part of breaking up. The music you listen to, the
Yeah,
movies you
movies.
like, the books you shared, the video games you played together. What video game did you used to play with your ex?
We played a lot of, as dumb as it sounds, we played a lot of Rainbow Six together.
That's not dumb.
Rainbow Six is
Good
brilliant.
game.
Every time you go hunting terrorists, you're going to think of this ex. It just breaks your heart. You're like the soldier who cries tears under his ski
man.
mask. I'm just kidding. But no, I'm joking because I've been there.
Yeah, weren't you that way about Harry Potter?
Yeah, I was for a long time. But I think I've said this before. Some things, sadly, you're never going to get back to.
Yeah.
Because they will just remind you of bad, past relationships. And it's kind of like a scale. What is more meaningful to you, this thing or this relationship? So
Right.
for some, for example, there's certain songs that remind me of past relationships, and I don't want to think about that relationship, and I really don't like that song that much.
Right. Everything
anymore.
gets soured because of it.
Yeah, but in the case of Harry Potter, Harry Potter was too cool
Yeah.
for me to give it up for this relationship.
Exactly.
So for a while, I couldn't watch Harry Potter movies or read the books, or I didn't want to see Harry Potter stuff because it reminded me of my ex. But then it came to a point where I was like, you know what? Fuck my ex. I like Harry Potter more than my ex.
Yeah.
Harry Potter means more to me than that ex-girlfriend does.
Harry Potter has a theme park. Your ex does not.
Exactly. Harry Potter's magical, and she was a bitch. So I had to mentally kick her out of the Harry Potter headspace.
Yeah.
But it's a matter of deciding if it's worth it, because it takes some effort.
Right.
Because really, you just have to unbreak those bonds. I heard once that when you your brain makes pathways when it associates emotions with memories.
Yeah.
And certain things get hard coded into your brain. Your brain wants to make shortcuts. So when you smell something, it takes this freeway to whatever you associate that smell with. Oh, you have a lot of good memories with chocolate chip cookies. So we're just going to make chocolate chip cookies make you happy.
Yeah.
And then it does that with, your girlfriend. And then when you break up, your brain is fighting to not go down those roads, and it's causing all this turmoil. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like doing some reconstructive road work. It's messy and it's hard sometimes.
I would, have you tried playing Rainbow Six with other friends?
Yeah, I for today example, I started playing it again yesterday, very, I guess long sessions.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll do okay, not to toot my own horn, but I'm okay at the game. But I'll think of my ex, I'll lose train of thought, I'll not play well, and it kind of just it's like a weird mind space, like you guys said. It's just like very, it's like hard to break those bonds, but at the same time, I loved that game before I met her. But when she met me, she would like tell me how she would always play the same character I did until like we started playing together and kind of just.
Okay. How long
Yeah.
ago was your breakup?
It happened in May. We tried to be friends. She blocked me in the. No, we broke up April. Sorry.
Okay.
And then she blocked me beginning of May, and like it just went really bad.
So it was like
Like-
6 or 7 weeks ago, huh?
Yeah. It's just like kind of hard to. It's so
long-
hard to be me.
How long did you date for?
We didn't date for that long, but it was like kind of an intense relationship, I guess. We met last year in May. We got together in December, and we broke up mid-May.
Okay.
it's
So you
kinda
know
like
what? By next December, you're going to have Rainbow Six back all to
Yeah.
yourself.
Maybe
That's what I'm
they'll even have a
predicting.
new one. Who knows?
This is what I would do if I were you. Every time you're playing Rainbow Six and you think of your girlfriend and you start getting sad, I want you to imagine that she's standing right in front of you and you shout at her, "Fuck you. I'm taking it back."
Yeah.
And just shout, "I'm taking it back." Just shout. And get angry about it if you have to, because getting sad is going to F up your game. It's going to
Yeah.
mess it up. But getting angry is going to make you want to play the game even more.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's what I had to do with Harry Potter.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd, see Harry Potter on TV. I'd get sad. I'd be like, "Oh my God, this reminds me." And then I'd stop and just be like, "Yo, fuck that. I'm taking Harry Potter back. I'm taking it back." And I'd just scream it until I wasn't sad anymore. And at this point, the thought of her is out of my mind. And I even feel a little bit stupid. I'm sitting in my bedroom screaming, "I'm taking it back." The neighbors are probably
Hey.
thinking like, what's he taking back? Who took it from him? But that's all right, because feeling stupid and feeling silly,
Helps make it okay.
yeah, it's one step closer to feeling humorous about it.
Yeah.
And then, you get to a point where you can laugh and kind of be happy and be okay with the past.
Yeah.
Being sad and being upset is more conducive to like being quiet and suffering silently, which is why I really advocate screaming,
Yeah.
"I'm taking it back."
Yeah.
By the way, unrelated, this is also how I quit smoking cigarettes.
Really?
Yes. I used to smoke cigarettes, and when I decided I didn't want to smoke cigarettes anymore, I told myself every time I want a cigarette, I'm going to scream cigarettes at the top of my lungs. Unless I was
my
in like a
God.
situation where I couldn't do it. But mostly I would smoke cigarettes when I was driving in my car
Right.
down the highway. And I'd always have cravings on the highway. So I would just be driving down the highway going, "Cigarettes! Cigarettes!" And it gets to I'd like
Oh
get
my
exhausted.
God.
I'd like break out into a sweat. Sometimes I'd have to scream it like 10 or 15 times.
Uh-huh.
But then after a while, I would like be out of breath and I'd feel a little bit stupid and I'd be like, "Yeah, the craving's gone."
There you go.
I screamed it out of myself.
That's a good method.
Yeah, it's like screaming therapy. And I think
Yeah.
the same thing works. Being addicted to cigarettes, being addicted to your ex-relationship, it's kind of the same thing.
Exactly.
Sometimes you need that scream to break up that mental water slide.
Yeah.
To stop yourself from going down the path that you don't want to. So.
Yeah. And that was another reason too why I asked if you played Rainbow Six with your friends, because if they can like keep a good conversation going, it'll keep you distracted.
No, yeah. The worst part, like about asking this or like just even thinking about this, is that I played a lot of Rainbow Six with my friends, and it kind of pisses me off that like I tied it so much with her. Because when I was talking to my friend about it, he was like, "I'm kind of offended that whenever you think about Rainbow Six, you think about your ex when I played so much with you." And it's just, you're right, but like
Well, I mean, were you guys playing in the same room together?
it was an LDR.
Okay.
So yeah, but like we would always talk about it. We bonded over it when we first like met each other.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Your relationship, the wounds are still fresh. You guys didn't break up that long ago, so it'll get better with time. I think it's totally understandable to feel this way right now, but
Absolutely.
just you know what? Rainbow Six will always be there for you.
It's true.
It'll end up being a bigger, more important part of your life than she ever was. So just give it time.
all right. Thank you so much, guys. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks, anonymous caller. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank
Bye.
you. Bye bye.
Okay, everybody, we are here on the phone with Chang Chang, you're talking to Meg and Derrick, the Heartslayers. What's happening?
Oh, well, I've been talking to this girl and through the internet, and sometimes me and her get upset, and she's always like, we're both like two different people. Like we don't really like the same things. We don't think the same way. But I love her very much because she helped me through all these things. Like I was down because I was in a car crash and all this other stuff. But how can I make it work if we're like we have different interests too. Like she's like a Taylor Swift fan and I'm like a Kanye West fan, and we're like into like completely different things.
That's like oil and water.
Yeah.
So let me get this. You guys, you talk through the internet. Are you long distance?
We met in real life.
Oh, okay.
She actually lives at 30 minutes away now.
Okay, 30 minutes. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
How often do you see each other in person?
Probably once a week, once every other week.
This is your girlfriend or just somebody you've been talking to lately?
I think I can say girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Maybe some like in between phase right
Yeah,
now.
it's not that weird.
Okay.
So,
All right.
How long you guys been talking?
on the internet since I believe March,
All right.
early March.
Few months.
3 months, 3 months.
Yeah.
And do you guys get into fights or arguments about stuff? Really?
Oh no.
Like what?
So like
What's the stupidest, most bullshit fight you got into where you thought like, I don't know if this relationship's gonna work?
Oh yeah. One time we were just like just talking about our roots and stuff because we're both Chinese,
Okay.
and my dad's like hardcore like he's like hardcore like Republican and stuff, and I was just saying my dad's I think I'm like slightly different because I was raised off of like my dad's like kind of take that clean cut Christian morals and all that.
So you're like softcore Republican.
I don't want to admit that because I don't think so, but I really don't know. I just kind of like
Maybe a little bit.
maybe a little bit, maybe
Okay.
more than I want to admit.
Um.
And then she was all like, "No, that's not that's not Republican values. That's just values as normal people." And I'm like, and then we were just arguing about it, and it was just like, whether or not Christianity believes in. I was like, yeah, but like how some Christian families they're not for like same-sex marriage or some shit like that. Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know what that means.
My bad. Yeah. So like on like same-sex marriage and shit, I mean, I don't believe that, but I'm just saying like in general. And then she starts saying, well, Judeo-Christianity does not even believe in that. And then she just ends up like crying. And then, I just feel so bad. Like,
Boy.
Wait, I'm confused. So you guys were having like a religious, is she more Christian and conservative than you are or less?
she's like a very Democrat, more like atheist
Okay.
type of person.
Okay.
I'm atheist too, but yeah, I'm just atheist. But I was just talking about my roots and
Totally.
Right.
thinks I'm like
I'm just wondering like where on the spectrum she is compared to you. She's more liberal than you are.
yeah.
Okay. And you guys are arguing over that, yeah.
Yeah, I was just dumb.
And so like what else do you have anything in common? That's I guess what I'm
Yeah,
getting at.
that's
What do you
like-
guys have in common with each other?
I guess we both like like some like nerdy stuff, like we both talk about Star Wars and yikes. Like I don't think we have that a lot in common.
Like, what is attractive about her to you? Like, why do you want to pursue this girl?
And don't say
Don't say she's hot.
don't say butt
Oh,
or boobs.
be
Emotionally
honest-
attractive.
to be honest, this sounds really shallow because
Yeah.
but it's whatever. I don't really like get into relationships often, but
Okay.
I knew her through a friend who met her on Tinder, and at first I was like, whoa, she looks like some girl I used to talk to. This is like messing with my brain like bad. But I didn't really, care at the time.
Yeah.
But she kind of like looked like my ex, you can say. And it was just like messing with my brain hella bad. But she showed interest in me because I don't know, my looks, I guess. I don't know, but
So
and
she's hot. That's it.
yeah,
She's
yeah,
just good
pretty
looking.
much. And I think over like it's been kind of like whack because over the last like in those 3 months, like so many things has happened to me where like my grandfather passed away, got in a car accident, I almost got kicked out of college like twice.
Oh my
So
gosh.
Man.
She was there for you when you had your car accident?
yeah, I mean like I called her, she was like, "Are you okay?" and all that, and I really appreciate that.
Well, that's
And,
cool.
Yeah.
and she admits that she cares about me. And,
Okay.
yeah.
I have an answer to your question then.
Okay.
How do you make it work? You need to find something that you guys have in common.
Mm-hmm.
As it stands right now, you have nothing in common other than Star Wars.
Star Wars.
So you either need to find something that she is really into, that you find interesting, even if you don't know anything about it, and she can show that to you and you
Right.
guys can share that. Or you need to show her things that you're really interested in, that she knows nothing about, that she isn't immediately going to reject. Find the most liberal thing you're into hobby-wise and try to share that with her. If you can't
All right.
find anything in common, this relationship is going to get real bad
Yeah.
real quick. If
Right.
it's only a physical relationship, you're only physically attracted,
Yeah.
maybe you guys should just be friends with benefits
Exactly.
and not try to pursue a deep emotional attachment, because if you're looking for somebody to be there on all levels, physically, emotionally, and you have a future with each other and you want to share your lives together, this may not be the person to do that with.
Right.
But if you're just looking for somebody who's hot to hook up with,
Go for
this
it.
person has everything you need.
Exactly.
So you have to do a little bit of self-exploration and find what you really want with this person.
Yeah, because what's a relationship if like it's only on a physical level? That's not gonna last very long. Like looks aren't
Yeah.
forever, and
Totally. But that's okay. Not all relationships are meant to last very long.
no, not at all. But
Sometimes
I
you're
just
in-
feel like it'd be boring if you're constantly butting heads about things that you do or don't like.
Yeah, well, boring or fucking annoying.
Well, yeah.
Like tedious. But like sometimes you're young, you just want to have a couple throwaway relationships.
Yeah.
You just you want to have experience and just date a couple different people until you find the person that you really want to like spend a lot of time with.
Right.
So it all just depends on what you want. Do you really want to be with this girl? Let's be honest.
Can I answer that, or is that just like a rhetorical?
Answer it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, of course, because for me, like, I had never really, like, been in a relationship, like, yet. Because I've always been, like, that nerdy Asian kid with the bowl cut and, just watch anime and all that. I just
Yeah.
look different now because I've been going to the gym hella and I'm into fashion and all that. But, yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Like,
So let me tell you, Chang, this is a starter relationship
Yeah,
for you.
for sure.
This is a relationship for you to figure out what you like and don't like about relationships. But I guarantee you, if you're suddenly getting hot and this girl is into you, there's tons of other girls out there that are probably also into you right now.
Yeah.
And you're not able to see that or date them because you're all focused on this girl who you have nothing in common with. Don't be afraid to be alone for a little bit if it means
Exactly.
finding somebody who's going to be a better fit for you.
Yeah, just keep working on yourself and
Everything you like about this girl, you could probably find in another person, and then everything you don't like about this girl will probably not be in the next person you find.
yeah, and you might find somebody that you have stuff in common with, because
Yeah.
that's super important.
And let me tell you, that's the benefit of having shitty relationships
Yeah.
is you kind of reform this perfect ideal person you have in your mind. When I was younger, all I wanted to have was a hot girlfriend.
right.
I was just like a nerdy guy. I was overweight, and I thought like, man, that's the dream, man. You have a hot chick who wants to do it with you. That's the dream. And then I dated a hot girl who fucking sucked, was
Yeah.
like really mean and made fun of the stuff that I liked. And so it was like, okay, new requirement.
Yeah.
Has to be hot, has to like the stuff I like.
Yeah.
Then I found a girl who was hot and liked the stuff I like, but she was mean to all my friends and isolated me from all my friends. So then we broke up and I added another thing to the list. You have to like my friends. And then after a while, I kept adding things to the list, and being hot, which was at the top of the list in the beginning, got really bumped down to about 4th or 5th place on the list. Have to be nice. Have to like my friends. Have to have something going on in your life. Can't just rely on me to
substance.
Yeah, you got to have like a career plan, or just be able to be on your own, not be clingy. That's where I'm at now. You'll get there, but for you,
it takes practice.
It takes multiple relationships. Honestly, it does. And some relationships I wish I would have got out of sooner.
Oh my God.
Because I realized that they weren't going to work. But I foolishly, because I was young, thought like, maybe I'm the problem.
Well, that, or you just get comfortable and it's like, whatever.
Oh, this relationship sucks, but it's better than being single, so I'll just stick with it. Well, you know what? That relationship got more miserable, and then I still ended up being single.
Yep.
So I should have just rushed to the next one anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's things I like about her. Like, she's like really smart, and she's like she's like going to like a private school, and she's doing constant community service, and she's a real helpful person. But personally, I don't even think that she likes anything about me, like, other than looks, and that's what I feel like.
Well, you know what? Continue with this relationship, but don't expect it to get too serious.
Yeah.
Just have fun with it. Eventually, you'll find a girl who is beautiful, who thinks you're radical, who loves everything you love, thinks you're like really smart and really funny.
Yeah, and is into either the things that you're into or interested in learning about the things that you like.
Yeah. It sucks dating a girl who thinks she's cooler or better than you.
Yeah, that sucks.
Or a boyfriend.
Yeah. Oh my God.
You want to be on like an even plane. You want to find balance with your partner. You don't want them to be like the cool one and you're like the lame one.
The loser. It's like, are you hanging out with me because I'm like a charity case or something?
Yeah. And then they're like, oh, I'm hanging out with my friends, but you can't come around. It's like, oh, because I'm not cool enough.
Because you're embarrassed of me?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't want to be in that relationship.
All right.
But doesn't sound like you're in that relationship just yet. So enjoy what you got while you got it.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks.
Sorry, Chang. Oh, he hung up on us.
Oh, man.
Oh, no. I'm sorry, Chang. You know, the truth hurts sometimes.
I don't think that we were that mean.
I think Chang just realized that he has to go rush and break up with his girlfriend. Okay, everybody, we are back here with an anonymous caller. Anonymous caller, you're talking to Meg and Derrick, the Heartslayers. What's up?
Hey, guys. So I'm kind of calling for sort of two reasons. One is an update. I actually called several months ago, and then I kind of find myself in a new situation, so we'll kind of talk about both those things, I guess.
Okay, well, tell us about your old situation and what did we advise you?
Right, so my ex-girlfriend, she was emotionally abusive and like very manipulative, and I called you like just a couple days after I had moved out. It was long distance, so I actually moved like halfway across the country to move in with her. And so I ended up moving like all the way back home. And she thought that we were just like on a break. Like she was trying to spin it as like, I need perspective. And you were like, oh, you're going to get a lot of perspective. And I feel like I have. Being away from that situation has really helped me see things the way they really were. Like she really spun me. Like it was hard for me to understand what was happening. And so you basically just gave me advice to like stay firm, like go with my feelings that the relationship wasn't good for me and that I should not let her manipulate me back into it.
Nice.
And then like the night after that, she called me and she was trying to basically blame me for all the bad stuff that she put me through. Like she had a tendency to, spin it as I obviously wasn't making her happy and that's why she was treating me that way. And at that point, like remembering your advice, I was just like, I'm sorry, like I can't do this anymore. Like it's over and we haven't talked since then.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Stayed firm.
Yeah.
Good.
Good.
Yeah, so like after that, I had a really hard time for like a month. Like I'm not gonna lie, I had all these leftover feelings, and I just like for the first week, I like couldn't even function as a person. It was so difficult for me. But eventually, like with some support, I was able to get past that. And you know, I got a new job, and I work with a lot of great people, and I'm like happier than I can ever remember being. Like I smile all the time, and like life just feels so great now.
Oh my God, that's great to hear.
Nice. Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, and I replayed that call like so many times, like over a dozen times. And there's a point where you asked me, like, did it seem like you weren't making her happy or she just wasn't happy? And I was so like trapped in that mindset of like I wasn't making her happy. I couldn't even understand the question you gave me. But now I understand. Yeah, anyway, it's so much better. So thank you so much for your help. I really do appreciate it.
Oh, well, we appreciate
Yeah.
the update.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
So thanks for sharing that. You say there's a new situation you want to talk about though, right?
Right. So that relationship, I was committed to her for like 11 years. That's a long time. And so my dating experience is from like when I was in high school. So mostly being awkward and not being very good at it. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm good. I find I'm a lot better at dealing with people now. Like, you know, I can be quite personable and I've made all these new friends. But it's just like, and also I kind of have an idea of some stuff you're going to say once I mention this, but like I said, I work with all these great people at my new job. There's a coworker that I work with that I've developed a crush on. I'm not really sure what to do about it. I don't know a ton about her yet. You know, but I love talking to her and like thinking about like I might get to see her today is like exciting. You know what I mean? So I'm just
Yeah.
not sure like how to try to see if we can work or if I even should do that or should I be taking more time for myself or like I just need advice on that whole situation, I guess.
Do you guys hang out outside of work?
No, just at work right now.
Okay.
You say he doesn't know a lot about her.
Right.
Do you guys? How long have you worked at this place? Like, how long have you known this girl? What do you know about her?
Right, it's only been a couple months. We basically have just chatted a few times, like when it's slow at work or when we have the same breaks. I hadn't even really talked to her that much, and she like asked if she could sit with me in the break room, and I was like, I mean, I'm not good at reading signals. I don't know if that is a signal. I don't know. Anyway, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I try to not like read too much into stuff.
Uh-huh.
I just know that we get along, and it's nice to talk to her, and
Okay.
I don't know.
Do you guys work like closely together? Like, are you in the same department or like?
Right. So we have the same position, but the office I work in, it's like you basically, there's no assigned seating. So you just like pick a cubicle. And like, for instance, there's a guy that I got along with really well one day and we like some of the same music and I was excited to talk to him again, but we haven't sat near each other and we don't bump into each other. So I actually haven't talked to him for like a month. And it's not because I don't want to, it's because it's such a big office floor and you just sit wherever.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Like it would be, I hate to think this way, but like if I needed to not run into someone, it would be possible to do that. If you know what I'm
Okay.
saying.
That's good to know too.
Well, yeah. What I feel like it's really very simple when you like somebody.
Yeah.
People like to be liked. If you like somebody and you make it obvious that you like them, not like overtly obvious,
Yeah.
but it's easier to like somebody when you think they like you.
Totally.
It's easier to have a crush on somebody when you think they have a crush on you. And maybe you feel the same way. Like when she came in on the lunch break and asked if she could sit next to you, maybe your mind started cooking up all these things like,
Ooh.
oh, does she have a crush on me?
Yeah.
Does she like me? And suddenly you found yourself thinking more and more about her. So there's this subtle art to like letting people know that you like them.
Yeah.
And I guess what I'm getting at is a lot of guys fuck it up. When
Really?
they have a crush on a girl, they think like, I'm going to play this cool. I'm not going to act like I like her.
Yeah.
And then the girl starts like getting cold. And
It's
it's
like,
like,
oh,
now she hates me. It's like, well, yeah, you were acting like you don't
we're kind
like
of
her.
a dick.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, and that's you. Well, you touched on something. You're kind of a
Yeah.
dick, because I realized too. I've spent a lot of time thinking about this.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I was like, "How do you attract girls?" Like
The
what's-
kindergarten method.
Yeah, the kindergarten method. We are all basically children who got old.
Yeah.
But we still are in this mindset of like, I just want somebody to be nice to me. Like, I want somebody who's cool to think I'm cool.
Yeah.
And if they do, it makes me feel good, and then I want to spend more time around them.
Yeah.
Really, I think you get a crush on people who make you feel good.
Totally.
And make you feel good about yourself.
Oh yeah.
So, flirting with people is really like a lot easier than you think.
Oh yeah. I would say like since your office has this kind of like open seating concept, I would make it a point to sit near her or next to her.
Or invite her to come sit near you.
Exactly.
Like-
Or even if you guys are just like in the break room, if you couldn't get a cubicle by each other or whatever, just make it a point to talk to her frequently.
Yeah. If you have a break coming up, ask her like, "Hey, I'm going on break. You want to go with me?"
Yeah.
Like, see if she is interested in spending time and getting close to you.
Because that way you can learn a lot more about her and then determine if you actually do like her. Because right now it kind of seems like you like the idea of her.
Yeah.
So once you learn more, then you can have like a solid foundation for that.
And this caller said that you haven't had dating experience since high school when it was all being awkward.
Yeah.
So let's just recap what this getting to know people is all about. Romantically, this is going to sound dumb, but I'm just going to throw it at you.
Yeah.
It's your goal to dive into their soul and to understand what makes them fundamentally individualized as a human.
Yeah.
Which means you want to find out a bunch of stupid stuff about them, but it's stupid stuff that's personal to them.
Yeah.
Favorite color, favorite food, favorite band, favorite TV show.
Yeah.
What kind of car do they want to drive someday? Where in the world do they want to go? Do they
Dream
fantasize
job.
about going? Yeah.
Yeah.
All this stupid. If you
Right.
could have a superpower, what would it be?
Yeah.
It's really like fun conversational stuff. It's silly, but at the end of the day, it's those little things that you get to know about a person that creates creates closeness and creates bonds.
Yeah, because honestly, if you're asking them questions about themselves, people love talking about themselves.
Yeah.
So they'll be eager to answer, and it's really easy questions.
Yeah. Like when I think of my current girlfriend, I do know all that stuff
Yeah.
about her, and that's why we're so close.
Yeah, like I was in the same situation where I was in a very, very long-term relationship, hadn't dated since high school.
Yeah.
And with my current boyfriend, the way that we started to get to know each other was those simple questions. What's your favorite color? Like, what do you enjoy doing?
Meg used the Acosta method
Yep. It's true.
of bonding and getting
Yeah.
close. Yeah, I know my girlfriend's favorite animal. I know her favorite flower,
Yeah.
her favorite TV show, her favorite
Yeah.
book.
We went over all of that. So.
Yeah, and then when you know that stuff, you can start to like get little gifts for the person and make jokes that are just between the two of you,
Yeah.
and that's how you really start getting close.
Yep.
Right. I feel sort of lame about this, but I asked her, like, I don't remember, 4 or 5 days, maybe longer, maybe a week ago, like what her favorite animal was. And like my secret ulterior motive to that was I do origami sometimes. So I made it for her and brought her to work the other day. And she was like, "Oh, I had a really bad day yesterday and it set me up to like have a good day today. So thank you so much." And
Oh, that's so cute.
just like, yeah, seeing her face light up just like made me feel so good.
you are
Oh, you're a
on
natural.
Yeah, you are on a fantastic path right now.
Yeah, she's definitely crushing on you. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, just take it slow,
Yeah.
just open up that conversation and see if she wants to sit next to you at work.
Yeah, because honestly, like if you guys start hanging out more at work, the more it gives you grounds to ask her to hang out outside of work.
Just make her feel like you think she's cool,
Yeah.
and she will be all about you.
Yeah, I tried to do that using what I would call low-key flirting, which is like, you say something nice about someone, and it's not quite flirting. Like you could have said it about anyone, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like compliment her like hair or outfit or something.
Yeah, make her laugh, and then you'll be in.
Yeah.
Right. So just one more thing onto this. I get what you're saying, and I think that's really good advice. But like when I want to get to that point where I'm asking her to do something after work, do you have advice for that?
Yeah, you're just going to have to nut up or shut up. Pull the trigger.
Yeah.
One day it's just going to be like, you're thinking like, this is awkward, but you're just gonna have to spit it out. Be like, hey, give me your phone number because we should hang out outside of work sometime.
Yeah.
And it'll be that make or break moment where she either rejects you forever, or she gives you her phone number, and and then you could text her and be like, yo, let's go hang out.
Or I mean, like, you could even, if you want to hang out that same day outside of work, I mean, go grab dinner, go grab a drink, make it casual.
Yeah, you can make it super casual. Like if you guys have a break together on work, you could just be like, hey, I'm going to the coffee stand for break. You want to go with me? And then there's a little mini hangout session.
Yeah, and then I think that's also a good opportunity to be like, oh, I don't have your number. Like, maybe if you want to catch a movie or something.
Yeah. I saw a movie recently where somebody's like, oh my God, you look really cool in this lighting right now. Hold on. And they take a picture of the person and then they show it to them on their phone. They're like, wow, I do look. I'd be like, yeah, what's your number? I'll text you this photo.
Ooh.
And I was like, that's slick.
Whoa.
That's slick.
That is, wow, that's sneaky.
Yeah.
That's good.
So.
Wow. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, so when I do get to that point, if she does reject me, I might have to call back for more.
Hey, and if she doesn't, call us back and tell us how it went.
I don't think she'll reject you because even, people like having friends.
Yeah.
Like hanging out with somebody from work who's cool is no big deal.
Exactly.
So, you don't have to make a big deal out of it. And
right. I'm trying to balance that, like, not making such a big deal out of it with also, like, I need to care enough that she can tell I care. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's sort of like dating is so weird.
Not making a big deal out of it means if you feel something and you think it, just go with it. Mm-hmm. Don't hold it in and analyze it and self-analyze it for days and days and days. And then it's like way after the fact of when you initially had that thought and you're trying to go back to it. You have to live in the moment. Don't make a big deal out of it. Don't worry so much. Just go with the flow.
Yeah.
Just act on your impulses.
Yeah. If the time feels right, just go for it.
Okay, thanks a lot, guys. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
All right, we appreciate the call. Yeah, let us know if there's any updates. Okay, everybody, we are here on the line with Shy. Shy, you're talking to Meg and Derrick, the Heartslayers. What's happening?
Hi. So I have a very, very short story and then a question that comes from that.
Okay.
So short story of having dinner with my friend and his parents, and his parents are talking about my friend's brother because he was moving in with his girlfriend after they started dating like way too quickly. And they were talking about it being like, yeah, it's just like ridiculous. He wants to move in with her and they've only been dating like, I don't know, 7 months. And then they asked me what I'm up to, around the same time because I'm a college student. I move in and we all move in around fall. And I said I was about to do the same thing with my boyfriend. I said I was going to move in with him, and we've been dating for honestly the exact same amount of time. We've been dating for 7 or 8 months.
Yeah.
And it was a little awkward. So it was this moment of like, they just said all this stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, totally, that's way too quick. And then, so my question is, do you feel, in your experience, like what's the certain amount of time that's good enough for a relationship to start living together? Do you think that's too soon? Do you think, you should test the waters a little longer? And then from that, what are some tips for living with a spouse that you would impart?
I don't think there's any set time. I think it depends on the relationship.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I know people who got married after 3 months.
Yeah.
And they
3 months, holy shit.
Yeah. And then, I think my girlfriend moved in with me really quick, but
wow, okay.
But she was the first one who I ever let move in.
Okay.
Because we were so compatible.
Yeah.
Past girlfriends I
Okay.
dated for years. I was like, no fucking way you're living with me. Like that's gonna be a nuke on this relationship.
Yeah.
Because we kind of butt heads and we if we spent, it's funny to say, shocker that these relationships didn't work out. If we spent too much time together, things would start to get a little tense.
Yep.
They'd start to get a little rough around the edges.
Yeah.
But if you have somebody and you find like I can spend pretty much infinite amount of time with this person and it's great and I really enjoy the time together more than I enjoy it apart, move in.
Totally.
What does it matter if it's been 3 months, 4 months, 5 or 6 or even 7
Yeah.
months?
Cool. That's kind of how I feel is like, I mean, I spend so much time with him anyway. Like, it just makes sense, and it practically made sense for us too. But yeah, no, and I was wondering, like, Derrick, like, do you feel like that was a mutual thing? Did you both kind of approach each other similarly, being like, hey, do you think moving in would be a good idea? Did it seem like it lined up, or were there other girlfriends who came up to you and were like, I want to move in?
Naturally. I think we were just spending so much time together.
It just makes sense.
That
okay.
she was already like spending the time at my house.
Yeah.
And eventually it just made sense. Like, well, you're barely going home anyways. Let's just move you in here and make it official.
Right.
Yeah.
But again, I think like as quick as we did it, we took it in stages where it was never a forced thing. We didn't kind of just jump into it. It was very organic.
Yeah.
Like I would recommend. One time I had a girlfriend who like lost her housing and then was immediately like, well, I need to come move in with you. And I was like, this isn't a good reason to move in together because you have no other options. Suddenly, like
that was kind of why my ex and I ended up living together for a while too. Yeah.
Being forced into the situation is the opposite of it being natural.
Oh yeah, it sucked.
Yeah, because you'd feel bad. I mean, it's like you don't want to leave him with no option, but
I left her with no option. In fact, I thought if this relationship isn't going to survive, me not letting you move in, then it's not going to survive.
Yeah,
but
that makes sense.
I felt like I'm not ready to move in. And so you forcing yourself in here is not going to make me happy.
No.
Right.
Find a friend and go be roommates.
Exactly.
And we can continue this relationship.
That's true. Yeah.
Why did it have to all be on me? Like I need to maintain this relationship and provide you with a place to live or else we're done. That wasn't fair.
Yeah, that is kind of just a weird place to be in. Yeah. But I feel like that makes sense. I feel like you're justified.
I think, advice for living with the person is definitely you guys are both going to have to accept some shit that you wouldn't put up with if you were living on your own.
You got to kind of be patient with them.
It's going to be a shared space, and it goes both ways. They're going to have to change a little bit about their expectations of what living is like, and you're going to have to, at least in my instance, like do things differently than I was doing when I was living alone. It's a give and take. If you can't expect some person to be completely compatible with how you live when you weren't living together. Oh no, my phone's ringing. Shut
Please.
up. Oh my God. Sorry. Everybody. I remember what I was saying. Don't worry. You have to you both have to just be willing to adjust and accommodate each other, and it goes both ways. Like I had to change some things about the way I lived, but also there were certain things that I did where I just had to explain to my girlfriend, like, this is how I am, and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But there's certain things you're just going to have to accept about the way I live.
Yeah, like you can't expect them to like change completely just for you.
I do think it's important that each person has a space that is completely theirs.
Absolutely.
That they are totally in charge of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my current girlfriend moved into a house that I was already living in, and I kind of carved out a space for her and said, like, this is all you, like, I'm going to give you this space. I'm not going to fuck with this or have any control of it. Like, this is for you to completely create for yourself.
Yeah, it's tough too, because depending on what kind of living situation you're going to be in, it could feel like you're on top of each other. So having that independent space is really important.
Yeah. And then there were shared spaces, and then there were spaces that were like all mine.
Yep.
Like, hey, this area over here, I'm going to do my shit.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry about what's going on over here.
Was that like an office kind of room for you, or was that just like hangout TV room shit? Like what kind of thing was your space?
It was more like corners of the room.
Of rooms, yeah.
Basically, it was like,
really?
you know, like I have a bunch of shit that I needed to pile up in the corner. And she likes to be very clean and meticulous. So I put up a curtain, and I was like, everything behind this curtain, don't think about it.
Just don't even look at it.
I know you hate messes, so here's a curtain, and just imagine this is a wall. And anything beyond this curtain, you know, is nothing for you to worry about.
That's a great tip because I feel like I could see myself being your girlfriend, being the clean and meticulous one, to my boyfriend who's probably going to do something very similar and have those little corner messes.
And honestly, like I'm kind of messy.
Yeah.
Because I focus a lot on work, honestly. Like I kind of bring my work home with me. So I'm always working on stuff or, you know, just working on projects or Mega 64 or filmmaking or music videos. And because of that, I'm not the best about like cleaning the house up.
Yeah.
And I find that a lot of filmmaking type people that I know are the same way.
Yeah.
A lot of creative types are the same way, where they kind of like let their house fall into disarray because they're working on outside projects.
You're just too busy like with your own project to even worry about your world around you.
Yeah, so I had to like make an effort to be cleanlier. Like I told her, like I'm really gonna try. Like I'll do the dishes.
Yeah.
I made that like, hey, here's one I'll serve to you. I'm gonna do the dishes all the time.
Yeah.
Like I'll just always do the dishes.
Wow.
If the living room is messy or, you know, there's like piles of laundry everywhere, I'm sorry, but at least the dishes are done. You know, like I'm trying my best.
Yeah. I was that way with dishes and vacuuming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody else do everything else. I don't care.
Yeah, you got to split up the responsibilities.
Yeah. And that works too, because there's things that I hate doing that he doesn't mind doing, and there's things that he hates to do that I will readily do.
There you go.
Yeah, but
is great.
It's no longer going to be your house, so you can't expect things to be perfect.
That's true.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, that's really all the questions I had. So yeah, thanks for taking my call.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
thank you.
appreciate it. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody, that brings us to the end of our show. We hope you appreciated Heartslayers After Dark.
Ooh.
We want to give a big thank you to everybody who called in and emailed us. If you would like to talk to the Heartslayers, we are taking new calls every Monday at 4 p.m. Pacific time at bit.ly/Heartslayers. You can also send us a short email at heartslayers@mega64.com. You can follow us on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at Heartslayers. You can follow me on social media. Personally, on Instagram, I am at Gustavo. No, that's wrong. On Instagram, I am Derrick Acosta only.
Hello.
And on Twitter, I am at Gustavo.
And I'm Furnace Woods on both.
Meg made it easy.
I got it locked down.
She got the screen name. You know, she's on brand. I'm still trying to figure out my branding.
Complicated.
You know what? That's part of the mystery of Derrick. You don't get it all at once.
It works.
Yeah.
You just got to seek him out.
Yeah, there's a lot of like disparate information spread out over there. I don't make it simple. You have to work
There you go.
to get into my inner circle. We are Heartslayers. If you have your own take on any of the situations we talked about this week, go ahead and write what you believe to be the true answer in the comment section below. We enjoy reading the comments. We get a kick out of it. And every once in a while, there's some good advice in there. And if you really love Heartslayers, you really want to support what we do around here, or you just want to get early access to the new episodes, think about going to patreon.com/mega64, because for just $1, you get Heartslayers episodes at least 1 week early, sometimes 2 weeks early, and that gives you the competitive edge on all your social interactions.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be back in just 1 week with more Heartslayers, so until next time,
We'll see you later.
bye-bye.